Welcome to Sound, Mind, and Body, a podcast where we talk about how to stay healthy, balanced, and well of mind, body, and spirit in today's crazy world with a dash of woo-woo. So today we're going to be reviewing Season 1. We're going to kick off Season 2 and celebrate 2018. And I'm here with my producer, Tim Edwards. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Sheila. It's good to finally be back behind the mic with you.
I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
So we're recording this. The date of this recording is January 9th, 2018, the day following your birthday. And I've got something for you.
Oh my goodness. How exciting.
So I'm terrible at wrapping.
Oh my God, I can't believe this.
So I resort to the bags and the tissue.
I love the bags.
But this is more of a present to celebrate your first season as an official podcaster for Sound, Mind, and Body. It has been an absolute pleasure to be here for every single episode, to participate with this community that you've built of Sound, Mind, and Body. And everybody coming to the Inbound Podcasting Network studios, new friends, and you've just done a wonderful job of building this community. So this is to celebrate Season 1.
Thank you so much, Tim. I could not have done this without you. Oh my God, what is this? What is it? What is it? I'm going to open it here. What is it? Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. It's fuzzy pink slippers.
There's a reason for that, of course.
And if you listened to the first episode, or episode 2, actually, where Tim and I introduced the whole podcast, and I told a story about one of my favorite memories, and that was my grandfather bought me fuzzy pink slippers
that you didn't know. You couldn't find them, and I'm sure they're...
Tim found some. I cannot believe, where did you find these?
Good old Amazon, right? Now, I don't know what size shoe you wear, but hopefully those fit.
Oh, my God.
But if nothing else, they're symbolic. And
these are amazing. Thank you so much. We have to take a picture. Oh, my God.
You can try them on right here. Really, Sheila, we've been talking about doing this podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to launch a podcast. There are a lot of moving parts. And the only way someone like you could launch a podcast like this is because of the network of friends that you've built up. And I noticed this with you at your strength training studio. You have this innate ability to just connect with people. And that strength training studio, I believe, has been a hub for you throughout the years to grow this community that you are now labeling Sound, Mind, and Body. So this podcast is a really wonderful resource for this growing community. And I'm very proud of you. I mean, it's been a lot of work on your end, and I'm very excited to be a part of it as we move into Season 2.
I could not do this without you, Tim. You are the most amazing producer. I could not do this without you.
Well, thank you.
And I really, really look forward to the next year of growing this community and meeting some really amazing people and sharing very interesting topics and hopefully helping people, making people laugh, helping people get through difficult times in their lives, because that's kind of what this is all about. I really wanted to bring together all the different people I've met, all the very interesting people I've met, all the things that I've been trying to use in my own life, and also, applying some practical woo-woo to all of this, because I really feel like when it comes down to it and you're getting through some difficult times in your life, you got to have some kind of woo-woo or faith or something. And, I kind of just went through a difficult couple weeks and, I had to...
2017 didn't really end very well for you with the various things that we've talked about off the air here, but here's to 2018.
Here's to 2018, and I cannot wait, and I really am excited, and I think that we're going to meet a lot of cool, interesting people, and I'm going to get to talk to a lot of my friends that I think are super cool and interesting too.
Tell us what you have in store for Season 2, some of the guests that you have lined up already.
Well, already, what we're going to start the year off with what I call the Life Coach series, because I've had several different types of life coaches over the past couple years, and First of all, it's just kind of exploring why you would even hire a life coach or what kind of a life coach you would want, and even knowing that there are different types of life coaches. So I have a series of at least 4 different types of life coaches that I'm going to be interviewing. That'll be the first 4 weeks. Then we're going to be talking to another member of No Small Children, Nicola Berlinsky. She's the drummer, and she has such amazing information to talk about helping some children that are less fortunate, that don't have advocates for them. It's called CASA, C-A-S-A, CASA.org. She just became a CASA volunteer. Very interesting topic.
And didn't she also mention, too, that 2018 is going to be a pretty exciting year for No Small Children?
Oh, yes.
And maybe by the time this episode drops, she can say what those are.
There's going to be some real exciting stuff going on for them. I kind of know, but I'm not going to say. I'm going to be talking to some other interesting doctors in different medical fields. There's one woman who's an osteopath. Okay, what's an osteopath? How is it different? I also have a very good friend who's a chiropractor, and he's getting into health coaching. And then Dr. Cheryl Selman, who will talk about EMFs, Electro Magnetic Frequencies, how they affect us, how our world is full of this now, and how do we manage that. You need to know this stuff. It's good information. Also, we'll be talking to a woman who directed a movie called Heal, which was a very, very powerful documentary. Her name is Kelly Noonan. I watched it over the holiday, and I was just profoundly affected by it. Very powerful. And just doing some health adventures with Lisa May. We're going to bring Lisa May back in and go try some things, like maybe try these IV drips, which are the big thing now, or cryotherapy, which is where you go stand and freeze for a couple minutes. That'll be kind of scary. We're going to try some different things like that too. I'm planning to go for a Pilates retreat. I'll be talking to my Pilates instructor. She's amazing. And got to bring the Millenials in. I got some, my son and some of his friends that are doing some really cool things in their lives. So lots of amazing stuff to come.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg for 2018.
It is. That's just the next season. So we're going to wrap up this episode with a Woo-Woo Roundup. It's a montage of the best Woo-Woo moments of 2017. And before we start, I'd just like to say that what I have discovered, my woo-woo moment was that 26 years ago, I went to a trance channeling session. And through the course of revisiting that, listening to it again, and going through these the 12 episodes and interviewing people and hearing their woo-woo moments, I have come to realize that the message I was given 26 years ago is actually happening to me now. So we'll go into that in a future episode. But for your listening pleasure, here's some woo-woo moments.
The most woo-woo thing I've ever done, dancing in a cage at a club.
Well, I'd probably say my most woo-woo moment was when I was jumping through lava tubes in Kona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to do that. It was so crazy because there was an opening at the cliff where the lava had eroded, and so you could jump through this big, huge puka in the earth and then land in the water, and the water would push you out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty dangerous, but it was fun.
Well, I've done a lot of woo things, but I have done sessions with shaman where you journey really, really far back and try to change things that happened lifetimes ago. I think that's pretty woo-woo.
Probably doing seances in, well, we did seance many nights, but this one particular night we did a seance. And all of a sudden, on the seance it said, "I am Thor, god of war." And we went, yeah, right, whatever. And all of a sudden it thundered and the glass dropped and it went round the table, round the edge of the table and smashed, and we all ran to our rooms scared to death and never did another seance.
My senior superlative and senior in high school was Demon Driver. And it was during homecoming, and I remember driving onto the football field with a bunch of friends and doing donuts.
I'm going to New Orleans next month, and I really want to do like some tarot card reading or like some voodoo stuff. I don't know. I'm just really interested. I've never done anything like that before, and I'm just interested to see what it might say.
Well, I'll tell you the woo-woo thing I'm doing.
Okay.
I am trying to learn about essential oils, and it's complicated. It's a complicated world, and some people are kind of crazy.
Yes.
In there because I'm not sure it can cure cancer, but I love this stuff.
One of my favorite bands in the entire world called Porcupine Tree. Doesn't exist anymore, but somehow, some way, it's kind of a long, tangled up story, but they ended up coming to my boyfriend at the time, who lived in Venice Beach, and we made them dinner. That forged a lifelong friendship with some of these guys. One of the guys in the band, he ended up being a very close friend of mine, and his wife ends up being one of my bridesmaids.
Probably the first time I felt spirit come through me, for one of my clients is probably the most woo-woo thing that ever happened to me.
So I have an altar at home with a candle, and I have a whole array of crystals sort of laying beautifully around the candle. And I'll light my Palo Santo, and in the mornings I'll actually hold 2 of the crystals in both hands while I meditate.
It's funny, there was a faculty meeting. So it was like a mindfulness expert that came to our faculty meeting, and teachers tend to be a little on the skeptical side. Like, we had to hold these cranberries and feel the cranberries and smell the cranberries and experience the cranberries, and
what was that about, though?
It was about being mindful about the cranberries. It was like trying to practice mindfulness, and you
were just like, why am I doing this?
I broke into laughter.
You
Eventually. And then everyone broke into laughter, and then no one could be mindful at all. No, that's a total waste of money.
That sounds pretty funny. So that's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our first season of WooWoo Moments. What is your woo-woo moment? We really want to hear from you. Send us a voice memo or an email to podcast@soundmindbodypodcast.com or go to our website. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like the podcast, give us a review on iTunes. It really helps new listeners find us. I want to thank my producer, Tim Edwards, and the Inbound Podcasting Network. And I want to thank all my guests for season 1. Get in touch. I'm on Instagram, ShiShiMelody, on Twitter @SheilaMelody1, or find us on Facebook. Search for Sound Mind Body Podcast. I'm Sheila Melody. Join us next week as we explore, enlighten, and evolve.